As we round the corner to Election Day, the Trump and Biden campaigns have been in an all-out blitz in the fight for Florida. Just in the past 10 days, the candidates and their top surrogates have made at least 7 trips to the state. And as we reported earlier, both President Trump and Vice President Pence return for campaign events in South Florida tomorrow.
Our guest tonight is Professor Randy Pestana, Assistant Director of Research and Strategic Initiatives at FIU's Gordon Institute for Public Policy. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Professor. Between the back-to-back campaigning and the money being spent to drive voter turnout, talk more about why Florida is seen as a must-win for the campaigns.
Well, for Donald Trump, it's very simple. He cannot win the presidential election without having Florida. Right. It would be far too difficult if you do not get Florida. That means you need to overturn Pennsylvania, likely Michigan, keep Arizona. The electoral map just does not work without Florida for President Trump. For Vice President Biden, it's checkmate if you're able to win Florida. You win Florida, game over. You can lose Pennsylvania and still win the election. You can win a number of other states that the polling is showing us is actually going to be a lot more difficult for President Trump to actually get.
All right, let's talk about securing the integrity of our election. We remember what happened in 2016 and the whole Russia investigation and what came out as a result of that. What is the difference, first of all, between disinformation and misinformation? And how could they potentially impact this election?
Yeah, so misinformation, disinformation are very close. Misinformation is taking a grain of truth, right? A visit, a potential connection, and then expounding it with a whole bunch of false narratives that go along with that. Disinformation is the sheer propagation of conspiracy theories and false news. A lot of the QAnon news that you're seeing, even news that came out today, that's pure disinformation, is intended to deceive folks and let them believe in conspiracy theories and spread that message.
Well, how concerned should we be about both of those?
Oh, absolutely. Be concerned. It is the #1 target for this election. You do not need to hack into an election system to change votes. All you need to do is identify those 5 or 6 key counties or districts to change, and you can easily change the election. So, for example, in the state of Florida, look at Miami-Dade County, Broward County, Hillsborough, Orange, and Duval County. With the election, like we saw in 2016, with only 100,000 vote difference between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, it does not take a lot to overchange the vote. So if you're able to make people believe, or in the case of 2016, distrust a candidate like Hillary Clinton, you can easily change their vote either to not vote at all, which you saw in Duval County, particularly with the African-American community, or vote for Donald Trump because you can't quite trust Hillary. So you're seeing a lot of the same things, but especially in the Hispanic community in 2020.
And Professor, we know that there are foreign and outside actors involved, but the misinformation, or what some might call disinformation, could also be coming from inside the campaign. So how is that impacting the voters, and what should the voters do to guard themselves against that?
For the voters, it's very simple. You have to look past just the headline, right? A lot of people are headline chasing. And 2, really create questions, particularly to your friends and your family. A lot of the media is being propagated, the false narratives are being propagated on social media, on WhatsApp groups, right, particularly with the Hispanic communities. The Colombian activists, including sitting Colombian congressmen and women and senators, openly spreading disinformation to their friends and family here in Miami. In terms of campaigns, I have not seen as much with the Biden campaign, to be honest with you. But with Donald Trump, you've seen it, right? So, for example, when Joe Biden went to a visit in Orlando and was introduced by Luis Fonsi and played Despacito on his phone, the president retweeted the doctored video of it with NWA's F the Police, right, to try to show that Joe Biden wants to defund and does not like the police. That's pure falsehoods, pure disinformation, and is trying to trick voters into voting for one over the other.
Well, Twitter has actually flagged some of the president's tweets, and Facebook has taken them down altogether. Let's talk about what other states and counties you believe are most vulnerable to this sort of meddling in our election.
Well, let's go back to the 2016 election, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. These are all the key states, particularly in boroughs right outside of Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. You're seeing it outside of key Democratic districts like in Madison, Wisconsin. These are areas that they're really, really targeting. So think college campuses, right? Those key areas that are traditionally Democratic leaning. Those are the ones that are going to be targeted and are already being targeted for disinformation. This is why those QAnon conspiracies, which both Facebook and Twitter decided to ban, are really threatening, because in these communities, those are really being pushed out.
Professor Pestana from Florida International University, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we do have another reminder about 2 important dates leading up to Election Day. In-person early voting begins in 5 days, next Monday, October 19th. If you want to vote by mail, you can request a ballot up until October 24th.